Okay, there we go.
I'm looking for the layout. Okay, I think I found one here. Just take out the previous stuff. How did you do on your test?
I got a 24, so I was pretty happy. So.
She just responded.
Oh, what'd she say?
She's trying, but she doesn't have the meeting ID.
Okay, I'll invite her again then.
Okay.
How do I do that?
Email.
Oh, invite. Yep.
Invite her from email. Actually, hey, just take that off and just be with him until I'm finished here, please. I just need a few minutes.
Okay. Yep, there we go. Okay, I just sent it to her.
Okay. Well, you should be on soon.
Yep. Okay. So how'd the test go for you?
I got a 96.
Okay, so yeah, it's the same score then. Yeah, I was. I mean, it wasn't too bad. I watched The Office Hour, so it really helped a lot.
I didn't watch The Office Hour, but definitely going forward for all of them, I will, because the question that I got wrong was the ex facto question.
Was that? I got the crocodile one wrong.
Oh, was that when the guy got bit when he walked into the house?
No, it was the guy, like the guy had a ton of crocodiles at his house, and he had a bunch of signs saying don't mess with them.
Yeah, same thing.
So, yeah.
That one was okay, but the ex facto, I was thinking, yeah, ex facto means that they're making anything in the past illegal.
Oh yeah.
But I was not focusing on the word prohibition.
Yeah.
So like that kind of threw me off, and I chose statute of limitations. But he went into detail about everything so good that it will cause you to get a really good grade on these exams.
Yeah, it was really helpful. I just missed that one because I don't know. I don't know what I was doing, but yeah, I mean, for the most part, it was really helpful.
Yeah.
So.
I even I did it this morning for the quiz, and it was pretty easy.
Yeah, I took care of the quiz yesterday, and I mean the quiz is fairly straightforward. Yeah. Luckily, but I'm definitely Office Hours is a good thing to listen to. I've learned now.
Yep. So. It's really good. I've never seen any teacher be.
There's Maisie. There, can you hear us, Maisie?
Yeah, now I can.
Okay, so do you want to take care of the page? And I started recording already, so I'll just upload that to YouTube, then I'll email you the link.
Okay.
Yeah, so do you think you can take care of the write-up this week?
Yeah. Sorry, I had to, go to the bathroom before I got on, so,
Not a problem at all.
Okay. So do you have, a hang of how we do the write-up as yet? Because I know this is your first week.
Yeah, I'm trying to get it pulled up right now, sorry.
Okay.
Not a problem.
And I'll just close out mine, save it with the. I really like contracts, and like this week, it's so much more straightforward. It's a little bit easier to kind of make a decision about stuff.
Yeah.
Is it either is or it isn't?
I was working on the case right before we started, and the case write-up is pretty easy. It's a lot easier this week.
Okay.
Yeah, because it's just kind of for me. It was more just like I don't know if I talk about the case. I talk about intent. So.
Yeah, is that Pepsi stuff case work?
Yeah, and just basically, did you really think they were going to give you a jet? I mean, come on.
I know. Did you see the commercial for that?
Yeah.
Yeah. So. It was kind of obvious, but I guess there's always that one smart guy.
Yep. So, okay, Maisie, you ready?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay.
So let's see. So this week we talked about implied contracts, right?
Yeah, the implied-in-fact contracts.
Yes. Awesome. So
Hey, just real quick, has anybody actually asked Brother Chase about the other guy that's supposed to be in our group?
Brandon, I have not. I just kind of assumed after 2 weeks of not hearing from him that he changed class or dropped it or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I was having trouble with the internet Sunday night when I tried to do the assignments that were due Monday,
Mm-hmm.
and I couldn't email him till the next morning, and I still haven't heard back from him, the teacher. So I was
Yeah.
just wondering if you guys have had the same issue, but I guess.
Yeah, I haven't actually communicated with him at all.
I think this weekend they were running an upgrade on the software, so maybe.
Yeah.
I guess that makes sense.
Yeah, my wife just said a bunch of programs crashed this weekend, so.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't have the assignments from Monday actually completed because I couldn't access them.
Not a problem.
But he hasn't gotten back to me. So
yeah, I think he works full time, and so at least
yeah.
from his office, that's what I understood. So I think he's just kind of busy, and so I'm sure he just does all of his emails on Wednesday or Thursday.
Okay.
I don't worry about it. They usually are pretty flexible and understanding.
Yeah. Mhm. Yeah. Okay.
Right, so we were doing implied-in-fact contract.
Yeah.
An implied contract is something that you are doing because it's not really spoken. The terms weren't really set out in a written contract and say, okay, I'm going to do this for this, but it's just something that flows from actions or previous actions, like a recurring action.
Yeah.
So should I go ahead and read the one that I pulled up?
Go for it.
Sure.
Okay, Jake, who has a snowblade attached to his four-wheel ATV, heads over to his neighbor's house to dig out his driveway. Paul, the neighbor, is grateful that the young man came over to help him out, so when Jake is finished, Paul hands him a $20 bill. Jake says that he will be able to come back periodically to keep the snow at bay for his neighbor, and the two wish each other a good day. As it is particularly snowy winter, Jake stops by Paul's house every week to shovel Paul out. The first 3 times, Paul paid Jake $20, even though there was no written agreement for payment. However, on the 4th time, Paul stays inside and didn't come out. A few days later, after Jake plows again, he asks Paul for payment for the 2 days he received no money. Paul claims that he never entered into an agreement to pay Jake for the services. Rather, he thought Jake was just being a nice neighbor.
Yep. I mean, that's basically what I came up. That sounds a lot like mine. I mean, really, you do something a couple times, and it's just a repeat action, and then after so long, it becomes an agreement whether or not you like it or not.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'll read mine then really quick too. So I wrote, Dan has an agreement to walk his neighbor's dog every day for the summer, and he is paid every Friday. For the first 2 weeks of the summer, Dan walks the dog, and on Fridays was paid by his neighbor. On the 3rd week, Dan walks the dog every day, yet on Friday, Dan's neighbor refused to pay him. This puts Dan's neighbor in violation of the implied-in-fact contract, as the prior actions between the two individuals create a sort of contract. Since Dan completed half of the contract, Dan must pay him for his labor.
The only thing that I find a little bit questionable about your example is the fact that you said they have a contract at the starting of it, or an agreement.
Yeah, I only wrote that because I was having a hard time thinking of an example. When I was looking at other examples, it said that they just made an agreement, not a handshake or anything. They're just like, hey, I'll mow your lawn, just because I had a neighbor who hurt his back, and so I mowed his lawn for a couple. I just told him I'd mow his lawn, and he never told me he'd pay me. I just said I'd mow his lawn, and so then he'd pay me at the end, even though I didn't want him to pay me. So I just kind of the agreement hey, I'll mow your lawn. I never says I guess I didn't really specify that. Yeah, that's true. I didn't really phrase that super well.
Yeah.
Well, I think that it's actually fine because an agreement is just a meeting of minds.
Yeah, but it still kind of like forms a contract from words, like, and this one you have to imply by like actions.
Yeah.
By the fact of it. So rather than saying that they have an agreement, just say this person walks this person's dog, and at the end of the day, he always shoots him a $20 bill or whatever.
Yeah.
So then it becomes like something that you're expecting. Like every time I bring your dog back, you're gonna give me $20. You know.
Yep.
So like never said that. Oh, walk my dog and I'll give you $20.
Yeah. Okay, Maisie, what did you come up with?
So I had to modify mine a little one just from, what we just said. But it's basically Jonathan, who is an elderly man, asks his neighbor Alex, a hairstylist, to come to his home to give him a haircut on the first Saturday of every month. The first time she comes, he pays her $20, and he does so the next couple of times. And then I guess like adding to the end, it's like, and then one time he doesn't pay her, so he's in violation of the.
Yeah.
Or you say on the fifth time that she came over, he paid her $10 while she was expecting 20 because that was like the implied payment
Mm-hmm.
from previous transactions. That sounds pretty good. Do you want to keep yours because it's easier to just copy and paste your own stuff?
Sure.
Okay, so now we need to come up with a couple of answers or whatever for that? Or options?
So yeah, but we have to like
finish off wording
into a question itself.
Yeah.
Do you want to read back exactly what you have so we can finish off wording the statement correctly, and then we can go ahead with the questions?
Yeah, just a sec. Let me.
Yeah, no problem.
No, because this last week I realized that we can do true, there was a couple that had true or false. So
Yeah.
I think this would be a good true or false one for like saying like every other time I paid her $20 and then the last time I paid her $10. Is this a violation of an implied contract?
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, I like that rather than having to come up with 4.
Well, I figured it was pretty it'll make them think because it's not the not implied agreed amount.
Yeah.
All right. I think just saying yes and no kind of makes it too easy. What about us like just go in detail and say, is this an oral contract or implied by law, implied by fact?
Yeah, we can definitely do that one too. We can definitely do that.
So just saying like showing the example and saying, is this an implied by fact contract or implied in law?
Yeah, or an oral contract.
Okay.
So it just gives them 3 options. Oh, my noisy. I'm sorry.
Not a problem.
It's okay. Because like there isn't something that's actually an oral contract, is there? Like.
I think there's an oral contract in there.
But it's not like called an oral contract. It has a different name.
No, it's called an oral contract.
Really?
Yeah. So that would be where you have like you set out all your terms and everything, but you never wrote anything down.
Yeah.
Oh, and then you haven't like had any actions yet.
I think it's just kind of like a handshake agreement.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it's not one that is implied. It's specifically stated what you want, what you're going to pay for, and everything like that with all your terms and stuff.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
So it's just a general contract, but it's not written.
Okay. So basically the example, and then say which type of contract is this, and then list those 3 different ones, you think?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Okay. Gotcha. Okay. Okay. So the feedback for the oral contract, I would just say like they didn't set all the like
The terms.
conditions of the contract or whatever.
Yeah. Specifically payment amount.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And then I think I'm good on the implied in law one because it's not like court mandated, so or operation of a law, yeah. Okay. Is that all we have to do? Is just go over that, or?
I think so. I mean, do you have any questions about like what's in the chapter?
I didn't really.
No, I was pretty good with that.
Yeah, I mean, I thought it was pretty straightforward too.
What about the hypothetical thing that we're reading for every month, for every week?
Oh, the amicus case or whatever.
No, the 929, the Boeing hypothetical problem.
The 949.
Is,
What's that for?
You know the hypothetical question, the hypothetical scenario that they give you in week 1 that they said to talk about every week for the finals.
Oh.
okay.
Okay, let me get that up.
Basically, I read it this week, and it was hard to find something that applied based on contracts. In there, I was reading a little bit about selling ideas from a previous employer to your current employer. And I know that will come up somewhere in class, but I don't think it applies to, well, unless you have like a non, one second. Guys,
Not a problem.
You need to calm down.
Wait, where's the hypothetical stuff?
So it's
week
week
1.
1. The preparation for the final. It's towards the bottom of all the content for week 1.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah, I just found it too. Okay.
Yeah, it's a pretty long read. It's 2 pages, but you can go through it when you have some free time.
Yeah.
And what I've been doing is just kind of reading every paragraph, and if I find something that applies, like I write the name on the side of it.
Mhm.
Yeah, but I'm looking at what we were doing, like implied contracts and stuff like that, and I didn't see much of it. But that's why I wanted us like all to do it. So if I miss something, somebody else might be able to pick it up, and we can help each other.
Yeah.
And so, actually, before I forget, next week we do have that group case presentation thing due.
Yeah, I saw that.
So that's due. Do you guys know what day that's due next week?
I think it's on Thursday.
On Thursday?
Yeah, because the group needs to see it, like the entire class needs to see it before Monday.
Okay. And so we're doing Parker versus 20th Century Fox.
What I
So
do, I've seen people do this link to an online doc presentation thing. I can't remember what it is, but I'm sure I can find it from a previous email. And I can open one and we can start. So when we meet up on Thursday, like you can add your little bits along the way. So when we meet up on Thursday, it's just to polish it off and post.
Yeah. So, do you guys know what parts we're actually supposed to do, or
I think it's just supposed to present it just like an amicus brief. Well, like, did you look at the one from the last group?
I did not look at the one from the last group.
Yeah. Well, if you look at theirs, you kind of get an example. It's basically just how you write up the amicus brief, but you kind of do it in a slideshow.
Okay.
okay.
Yeah.
So, okay, in that case, do you guys want to just divvy up the parts, or?
Yeah. I was thinking I could just put it in the document and then I'll label slides and then you can just grab whichever slide you think you want to fill in.
Yep, that works for me.
I'm not sure if there's like a slide minimum, but we can do like maybe 9 slides and take 3 each.
Okay. And
I think the case facts, you do the facts. I know the findings is one, which is like the opinion, and then like the legal, like the backup for it, like when you quote previous cases.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you do like the judge's finding, the legal facts of the case, and then like the cases that you're quoting. And then I think you're supposed to do a spiritual reference. There's an outline in one of the things.
Okay.
So basically, this is due on the Thursday of next week, right?
I think.
The day we meet, so it's kind of hard for us to just leave everything for next Thursday.
Yeah, I'd agree.
Okay. Just trying to make sure I understand.
Yeah.
His due dates are really weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get pretty confused.
So it's crazy to try to keep up with everything.
Because like due date 3 is on Monday, and due date 1's what, like Wednesday, and due date 2 is Thursday.
Something like that.
You can't count for Monday because it's Monday at 10, so it's like not really much, unless you like don't have kids to shuffle off to school and stuff.
Yeah.
I can't physically get myself up before 8 to like do assignments, so like I always have to do it before Monday.
Yeah.
There. Okay. So,
So you didn't take the test, Maisie?
Actually, I did.
Okay.
I was able to get that open since it was due, on Tuesday night.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's good. Did you watch the video before you do it?
Yeah, I did. So I watched the office hour and then I took it.
Yeah, it was pretty good to watch his office hour before that. It really helped.
Yeah. The only question I got wrong is the one where it's like the guy who works for EPA, the administrative agency.
Yeah.
And then it's like asking you what type of laws he's drafting up. Like, it said they were regulations, but like I read somewhere that if like an administrative agency is like kind of like the same as like a judge making like the statute or something like that, or like a legal body making it. So I put statutes because I was like, okay, well it says, it's a legal entity. They make statutes, so it's a statutes, but then it was regulations. So I got confused on that one.
Yeah. I think how to kind of think about that is most of these agencies, they're like an arm of the federal government, but they mostly make regulations. They're like regulating how the general public are supposed to operate in whatever group of area they're governing.
Okay.
And how that was like easy to remember is because like whenever you talk about EPA or like like any other thing like a pet organization or whatever, I can't remember what you call that, PETA or something like that. You just hear them talking about how many regulations they have. So
Gotcha.
that kind of helped with that question, like just putting it into things that you hear on the news commonly and stuff like that. But I know that the book would give you more read up on why it's called a regulation rather than a statute.
Yeah.
And I think because it kind of changes from state to state, like maybe.
Oh, I think it's, from what I understand from the office hours, it's the regulation is something set up by a governing body, like you said, like the EPA or the DMV or something like that. Well, a statute is something passed by Congress.
Yes.
So like the everything put together by the IRS is regulation. Everything that the new congressional tax laws, on the other hand, are statutes.
And just like another thing to go on, that regulations kind of go state by state. Like you can have different regulations in Oklahoma than you have in New York. And statutes are generally the same across every state.
Yeah. So.
Okay. Gotcha. I heard that, but my husband was walking out the door too, so sorry.
That's fine. So yeah, I guess we can just do a little bit more reading for next week on the final scenario.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
Just help each other in that, and just work on the presentation.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, so let's try to have that presentation just all kind of ready to go on Thursday before we start, and then all of our parts in, and then we'll kind of smooth it out and make sure it flows correctly.
Yeah. Okay.
This time works good for me because I forgot on Thursday I take the kids to swim class at 4:30 my time, which what time is it now for you? 1:30?
Yeah.
3:30. No, 2:30 for you guys. So I kind of like this time, if you're okay with that.
I'm good with this time.
Okay, great. And that doesn't bother you, Macy, with your group, right?
No. I mean, as long as we don't go like past 1:45, so I have like time to get to campus and get to my meeting, it's like totally fine.
Okay, yeah. I think we should be good then.
If we do our parts, we shouldn't have to go over next week.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So, okay. So, Macy, I'll upload this to YouTube and then I'll send it to you.
Okay. Sounds good.
Okay.
Thanks for a great meeting.
Yeah.
Thanks. Okay, see you guys next week.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.